What's up, y'all? We're gonna get this show started in a few minutes. It's a lot going on right now, and I feel like we need to talk about it. So we're gonna talk about it tonight. Like this specific episode is very important to me because a special person is being premiered on this episode. It's a lot going on, y'all. We're gonna talk about it though. Give me 1 second. Trying to get some things in order, make sure everything is in order. And to my producer, Reese, I love you, baby, but I had to switch it up for one thing. But you'll understand when you see or listen. So it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna get this show started. Welcome to Ambitiously the podcast. My name is Labora Lee. I am your host. As you can see, wrong way. No, other way. One. But as you can see, I also go by the name of Kat. You see it in my chains. Anyway, today was a very crazy day. For those who live in my area, for those who live in the Baltimore area, for those who live in the Baltimore County area, you guys already know what I speak of. And I think beyond that, those who have watched CNN and any other major news site, you saw in the news today that there was a big explosion here in Baltimore. I saw it this morning when I woke up. And I saw it and it blew my mind. And then my sister, she came home and she brought it up to me, and I had told her that I saw it. And then I started getting inboxes and things of that nature from certain family members who do not live in Baltimore City or Baltimore County. They live out of state, and I started receiving like inboxes and things, text messages and things of that nature. First of all, guys, I am okay. Everything is fine with me. Let's just keep our prayers up for those who were affected. I don't really want to give too much information because, this is going to be an ongoing investigation. We do not know. That was an explosion. So it's still more things to find out about who was involved in that explosion. So I'm not going to give too many facts, but, my prayers are up for all parties involved in that situation. And shout out to the people of that community for stepping forward and coming out and making sure they could help in any way that they could. Like, y'all big heroes in my book. It's just it was a very intense morning, I'm telling y'all. So with that being said, today we're going to discuss mental health awareness. That is so freaking important. And I think within the African American community, it's kind of like a cliche to even talk about, I'm dealing with something. And, when it comes down to people telling, like, why don't you talk to somebody? You feel crazy because you've always been made to feel crazy to talk to somebody. So I'm going to tell y'all why this episode is so freaking special to me, this particular one, because I happen to share a home with a mental health counselor, and I was able to incorporate her. Oh, wait, y'all. Like, I just jumped into this subject because it just is very touching. Before I do that, give me a second. First and foremost, big shout out to Funky Air Productions for that beautiful composition that plays in the beginning before we go live. I think I'll get to the other thing. Wait, let me say this. You can download this podcast on all of these streaming sites, but I gave you a few below. You have what we have? We have Spotify. Well, I'm sorry, we have iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Oh, we just added today Amazon Music and audio. So like we get it together here. So I'll get to the next thing in a minute. But shout out to Funky Air Productions. Also, if you're looking for marketing services, you can shout out, come holler at me. Go to the website, www.theloyaltystudio.com. Okay, so now I can move forward. So today this episode is very special because it does involve mental health awareness, and the headlines have been going crazy with what are obvious cases. And I'll say that because they're obvious cases because they're in the headlines. And then I'm trying to, because I had to rearrange it, and I didn't really rearrange it. I just knew where I wanted to go with the situation tonight. But they're in the headlines. So one of the first people that we are going to talk about tonight, and there's a couple of people we want to talk about tonight, but we're going to talk about this person in particular because when it comes to headlines, he does the most. And I mean, well, he doesn't. This is why this episode is important. He does the most in everybody else's eyes, but nobody understands what exactly is going on here. And so I took the time to speak with somebody who is aware of what exactly is happening right now, right? I took the time to try to understand exactly what is going on. I didn't want to jump out there and, we read the headlines all of the time about people. But tonight we're going to talk about this young man right here. And I'm going to play a clip for y'all. And because remember, I told y'all, I live with a mental health counselor. She has the insight. She has the insight to help us kind of understand a little bit more. But we're going to talk about this young man right here. We all know him. Some of us still love him. Some of us kind of are like on the fence. We don't know where we stand with this young man. But if you don't know, we are talking about Kanye West. This young man has been through a lot, yo. Like, he's been through so much. And I don't think that people take the time to understand how much is going on in this man's mental. I think that when it comes to us, again, I said I'm going to keep reiterating this in between subject matter because we got a couple of things to talk about tonight. I think I'll keep reiterating this. Remember that mental health has been a taboo within the African American culture for a very long time. Like, all right, for example, how many times have we been made to feel like if we expressed a feeling or if we said, this is how I'm feeling right now? How many times has somebody within our community and without our community tried to make us feel crazy because we expressed those feelings that we had at those particular times? I know I've felt that way many times. So I think with him, it's just more cliche because now he is a public figure. And then he also happens to have mental health issues. So we're going to dive into what is fact. And then I'm going to play this clip right after this. And then we're going to talk about it. And then I'll really go in a second. But so everybody know Kanye has been in the news. He was in the news today. He was a trending freaking topic. And as far as my docket is concerned, today. And the news has been reported from many different aspects, like down to Kim and alleged, because everything on the show, remember, is alleged, but alleged infidelities. One would say he has an obsession with the current president. And now he wants to run for president. So that's like the gist of what Kanye has going on right now. Kim has spoken many times about the mental disorder that he is suffering from. She's been very public about it. They've made statements, and that is kind of one of the triggers in his current situation that has set him off, because they're speaking publicly. Like, listen, understand that this man has a mental disorder. He has, if you don't know, he's bipolar disorder. He has bipolar disorder. So she's spoken out about it before, and she's been speaking out about it a lot lately. And then he lost his mother, Donda, and I think that might have been like one of the initial triggers, because we all know that Donda was like a very important aspect of his life. Like, she held him down, and so now he doesn't really have that. And I really think, along with him having bipolar disorder, I really think that it's a lot of underlying situations with Kanye. So I wanted to talk about Kanye. Now I want to play this clip real quick, because again, remember I said this is a very important show, because we don't want to just go out here and judge anybody. We definitely want to know the facts. You feel me? We want to understand. Give me 1 second, y'all. We want to understand and recognize what is what. And I think, people have been laughing and joking. I probably cracked a joke or two myself a time or two, because the one thing that I know is Kanye is not stupid. I just think that his thoughts are everywhere because he's dealing with his disorder. And I'm wrong for whatever I have said. I don't know how much I have said. I probably need to go and watch, and then I'll come back and I'll apologize for it later. I think this is the one. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I was so rude and disrespectful. But what I will say about this, I'm looking, I have files on here. Oh, here we go. All right, so we're going to bring this in. Some actions that Kanye displays right now, they're not like he, as much as we want to laugh and joke and all of that stuff, some things with people with mental disorders, and I'm not oh, wait a minute, hold on, it went before, hold on, because it's not sharing the way I wanted to share. Sorry, y'all. But some things, I'm gonna fix it in 1 second. Some things that we do not understand, and if somebody applying for a job posting, but some things that we do not understand as individuals, because we are not dealing with that specific space, is this, that like, we laugh and we joke about it, but it's really not funny. This young man does have a situation and that he's dealing with. Wait a minute, let me fix this. And I think it's, it is what it is. Although he does do funny things within that situation, is about this clip I'm about to play for y'all gives us a better understanding. So just listen. Hold on. 2. Let me run it back just one time. Take 3. So, Mom, what is bipolar disorder? If you think about what's bi, that's like 2. Polar. 2 extremes. One where you may be extremely depressed, but then you may rotate and become extremely hyper. They call it hypermania, where you your grandiosis, like you're feeling great, you think that you're lucky, you can go out and spend all your money, you might sleep with a whole lot of different people, think that you're wonderful, but then you go on another polar where you might be totally depressed. So it's 2 moods. It's a mood disorder. You may have bipolar, 2 moods. You don't know which one is gonna come and which one ain't gonna come. You might be depressed, and like you have regular depression, and you'll feel hopeless, and then you might
you might start to have some high emotions where you're excited. You think everything is going your way. You think you can solve everything. You think that you're a genius. It's two different moods. Okay.
All right, so with that being said, y'all just heard, and this is from somebody who's in that particular field, and I'm blessed. This is why this was a special show for me, because I was able to talk to my mom. This is what she does for a living. This is her profession. And so I wanted some insight on these particular, and there's another one, but I think we'll save her for last, because I have clips on this, and I'm going to give my insight on that too in a second. But it was very important to me to talk to my mother, because she deals with this on a day-to-day basis. She talks to different individuals, all deal with different things, all, you know what I mean? Like, she deals with people on a mental level every day. So I wanted some definition. So everything that Kanye has displayed thus far, we've all know he's spoken on having bipolar disorder on Letterman. That was like 2016. He spoke on involuntary hold in a schizophrenic hospital. He's spoken on all these things. So it's not a secret that Kanye is bipolar. Now, those who are not affected by this disorder, you don't know how mentally it messes with you. But what I will say is this: it's all fun and games, and we laugh and we poke fun and we joke. But the reality is, with Kanye, that's what he's going through. So all of these extremes that we keep saying and we keep witnessing on a day-to-day basis, especially during Corona. Everything she described in that clip is what is going on with Kanye. Down to him accusing his wife of infidelity. I don't know what Kim Kardashian is doing. I'm not in her household and I really don't care. But everybody needs to understand the signs of what's going on with them. Everybody needs to, like, those who are experiencing those symptoms around them. Everybody needs to understand. And again, like I said, in the African American community, which is the community that I belong to, it is taboo to talk about mental health issues. Like, people are scared to go talk to somebody. It's okay to talk to somebody. Just make sure whoever you're talking to is the right fit for you. And I'll say that from firsthand experience. I'm not going to dive into that, maybe one day, but not today. So everything that you heard in that clip, and if you want the clip later on, let me know so that I can make sure it's available to you guys. Like, so you can have some, like, I'll clean it up a little bit better, or I'll get somebody else to clean it up, and it'll be way better. So you can have an understanding of what bipolar disorder is. Anything that we're talking about is alleged, but it's been in the headlines. We know what's going on. We see it every day. The good things, it seems like they're getting things together right now. I've seen a lot of happier reporting on that situation as far as Kanye and his family is concerned. I saw a video that I thought was super freaking cute of him and Northwest having a little battle, a little dance battle, and I thought it was dope. And so he seems like he's in a happier situation, and it does seem, that's what I'm saying, bipolar disorder, you just don't know. It's one extreme to the next, right? And I had a friend, I'm not going to say had a friend, because she's still my friend. We just don't speak right now. And nothing went down. I've been over here and she's been over there. But I do have a friend who, deals with the disorder. And I will say, as having her as a friend, I've seen many highs and lows. And I still love her to death. I love her daughter to death. That's my godchild. But with that being said, there are extremes with people who are bipolar. So we're going to move forward. Now, I think the next two people I'm going to talk about, to be honest, they kind of fit in both of these categories. And again, I went to an expert I didn't go to somebody who is not like this. The person I went to, again, is my mother, but she is certified in all of those facets. We didn't talk about any of her cases. I do know by working with her and helping her build her counseling business that there are certain things that you can't talk about as a counselor. So I made sure that I kept it. I didn't ask her too much because I know she can't say but so much. There are HIPAA laws, and you're not allowed to talk about any other person's business. But I'm gonna save her for last. Let me just talk about these two people. All right, so the next disorder that I want to discuss tonight. Oh my goodness, sorry y'all, I didn't drop my mouse. The next disorder I want to have a discussion about tonight is depression, because I think it's important for people to know that depression can be a part of your bipolar disorder, but depression and bipolar disorder are two different things. This is why I asked the questions that I asked, and listen, to be honest, y'all, I had a few questions, and before I get to these next two people, I gotta drop some stuff real quick. But keep in mind that when I asked these questions, I had like a index card with questions on it that I wanted to ask her, because I wanted to be. I might have OCD. I don't know. But I'm very organized that way. I like things to be in order. So when I approached her, like, like, can you help me out with this? And she said, yeah. I had like a whole index card of questions. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Weekly updates for this podcast right here. So like I had like a whole index card with questions that I wanted to ask. But when I asked her the first definite defining questions for this interview, she answered all of my questions with two answers. So I didn't really have to dig too deep with her. She's about her business. She handles her, but she's very good at what she does. So before I jump to the next mental health awareness topic, I do want to shout out to, again, like, because listen, you gotta give the roses while they're alive, not when they're gone. So shout out to funkyav.com for blessing us with this lovely, lovely, lovely theme song. You can watch this podcast on YouTube and Facebook. And if you want to listen to it, you can always catch us on radio. We just added Amazon Music today. We still waiting on Pandora, but this coming, and we're still waiting on Google Podcasts. That's coming too. And any other streaming sites that are available. We are everywhere. You want to donate to the show? You can donate to the show via Cash App, $ Lord Lucidity, LURLUCIDITY. You can donate to the show via Cash App. That's how you get to us. That's the avenue for right now. But anyway, so let's move on to the next topic. The next topic that we have at hand, and two of these cases that we want to discuss, and they're in celebrity news, and they're in celebrity news right now. No, and one of these, actually, she ties into both categories. So let me move her up to the top. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna move her up to the top, because like I said, I made a statement a few minutes ago about how bipolar disorder and depression can go hand in hand. You can be bipolar and you can be depressed at the same time, but it's like it coincides. So this next person I want to talk about, let me go back a photo or two, because I gotta get it together. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. But this next person, before, I might not even go with the photo because I really don't care about the photo, honestly. This next person is Tommy Lee. If you watch Love and Hip Hop, you've seen her on there. She was originally, she first started this show. I don't want to say that because that situation was so crazy, but she first started the show as being a love interest to the dude Scrap DeLeon. Ladies, we all know who Scrap DeLeon is. But her behaviors throughout the show, and as she continued on the show, you could kind of tell that she was going through some things. Throughout the show, she displayed on the show allegedly, but it's not alleged if you watched it. If you watched the show, you saw it. It played out. She dealt with her alcohol abuse on the show. Now, it has been reported that Tommy is actually bipolar. And I want to say that she's bipolar and she has depression. Like it's a double wham. But back in listen to this. Back in October 2018, Tommy was facing about 54 years in jail for reportedly slapping 54 years, y'all. This is why you can't chastise. Listen, you cannot chastise your child like you would have done back in the day. But she was facing 54 years for reportedly slapping and dragging her daughter by her hair and pushing her daughter against a locker after she was called and told that her daughter was being disrespectful to a teacher. Now, let me first start by saying this, and it's not funny because we're talking about mental health. This is Mental Health Monday. But back in the day, when I'm 40, I'll be 41 in September. Back in the day when I was going to school, if my mother would have, and I quote, came to the school and slapped me and dragged me, pulled my hair, and pushed me into a locker because I was being disrespectful to a teacher, she wouldn't have gotten in trouble. Mother's been whipping ass in school for the dawn of time. But it has been stated in court that she was dealing with mental health disorder. So she's had multiple arrests. She has denied that she has mental health disorder, but most people with mental health disorder really not going to see it. But what I see after listening, and I'm about to play this clip again. Oh, we good on time. I'm about to play another clip because this ties into what I'm saying about Tommy. You feel me? Like, this is where you can kind of see. And if you want to go back later on and listen to the podcast or rewatch the podcast, you know where we are: Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and so many countless others. We're not on Pandora yet, though, but we waiting on that. Pandora or Google Podcast. But that's the only two we waiting on. Or you can go to YouTube, or you can come back and watch the replay on Facebook. So with that being said, once you listen to the analysis of these disorders, you will be able to come to a conclusion about Tommy. Like, seriously. So hold on, let me play this clip real quick because I feel like that. Oh no, wait a minute. And my dog, I hope y'all ain't hear my dog. Cricket be bugging in the nighttime. Hold on, let me handle this business. She be all the way tripping. She be upset because she hear noises. The fox is not even around anymore, but she still be upset. Anyway. Oh, if you are my friend on Facebook. Oh, and I got to shout out some people, but I'll do that in a second. If you're my friend on Facebook, you have seen Cricket. I just posted her recently on my page, and I also posted her in my storyline. It was a funny picture of her, like, you better let me in this damn house and stop playing with me. Ain't nobody playing with you. So, oh, Cricket, that's my baby. I love me some Cricket. Hold on, y'all. I'm getting it together. I just want to make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. All right, good, because I didn't want to leave from where I was. Okay, let me see. Let's just move up a little bit. Let me see. Hold on. But we coming.
Specify. But the main.
I skipped a little bit. Hold on.
It's two different moods.
You went back a little bit.
It's bipolar 1.
Yeah. She did give y'all some facts. There are different levels to bipolar disorder, and don't think you got it all figured out because you don't. I'm sorry, it's a silence. But
it could be
okay. We here. And so can you kind of like dive into that a little bit?
You know, depression can be biological. It could be from environmental. It could come from grief. It depends on how long you hold those symptoms. if you're feeling hopeless, you're feeling tired all the time, you want to avoid everybody, you don't want to be around people, you might find yourself crying for no reason. That's a form of depression. But you have to know the difference between sadness and depression, because everybody gets sad every now and then. They might think of those symptoms as depression. So, I'm trying to think. It's just distinguish what is how you're feeling. If you're feeling low, or hopeless, helpless, don't want to get out of bed, don't want to go to work, don't want to be around people for more than a day or two, and you can't figure out if there's nothing happening, especially like a death, or you may have lost your job, or lost your marriage, something external, but your body is feeling that way, then you need to go to the doctor. Thank you.
All right, y'all. So you heard that lady speak. I'm sorry. Let me pause this real quick. All right. So I went to her. Oh, so before I go to that, I'll get back to Tommy real quick. So the reason why I say that Tommy suffers from both is I've talked to a professional, not necessarily about my situation, but just what exactly it is. And so she is bipolar, and I felt like it's a combination of all. She's dealt with a lot of things in her life. If you don't know, her mother had issues and she dealt with things. And then she was left with the responsibility of like being the caregiver to her siblings. So that weighs a lot into what she has going on mentally. I think that with the African American community, to be real, to be honest, and this is my honest opinion before I get to the next person, and I'm a plug before I do that, but the way our situation was set up, and now I'm about to get in my whole conspiracy. Don't judge me, but the way our situation was set up from the time that they brought us to America, it wasn't set up for us to be successful, period. It was set up for us to be the help. We all know that. We just were not the type of people, although we were conformant in that specific time, and we were conformant because it was a new land and we didn't understand what was going on. We were learning a new land, we were learning a new language, we were learning new people that did not look like our people. We were learning a lot. In that system, those symptoms, bipolar depression, but you didn't speak on it back then because they didn't care back then. Nobody cared in that situation because we were slaves. We were brought to this country. We were worked tirelessly. And nobody cared about how we mentally were feeling it. That's been a situation. Bipolar disorder has been within the African American community. Depression, of course, we were slaves. Well, what you think we was walking around because we was happy about the shit? We was just walking around like, yay, master, thank you for letting me live in this little hut over there. Like, nobody did that. We've been suffering from depression. But the whole situation with that is this. We couldn't talk about it. And so because we couldn't talk about it then, we are afraid to talk about it now. But now is the time to talk about it, especially now. We're in the middle of COVID. Things are going down. Things are crazy right now. Like, things are everywhere right now. And it's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to say how you feel, even if they sad feelings, happy feelings. It does not matter how you're feeling right. It's okay to say, I'm feeling sad. It's okay to say, I'm feeling stressed. It's okay to say, I need a hug. It's okay to say all of that. And I think within our community, it's been shamed for so long. We've been put in that situation where we got to digress our feelings. And we had to suppress our feelings that, like, now it feels crazy to divulge them. But I think that's what you need to do right now. Say how you feel. I say how I feel every day. That's why I'm probably happy in my situation right now. Like, my whole situation with my kid, with the person I chose to be my spouse, even with the parental units, and we still dysfunctional as fuck. But I love them though, and I wish somebody would. But I think that if you suppress what you have going on, and I know I'm a long time, I had depression. I know I had depression. I've spoken to somebody about it. I've spoken to a couple of people about it. Certain life experiences that I've experienced cause for that depression. It's things that I've been through in my life, and the more we get to know each other, the more I'll be open to share those experiences. There's just certain things that I've dealt with in my life that have caused depression. And I've talked to different counselors. I don't think that I found the right fit for me. And the right fit is not somebody who tells you what you want to hear, but actually somebody who listens. And I don't think that I found those situations. So then I'm a tough cookie. So I learned how to deal with things, and that's not necessarily the right way. So what I will say to that extent is talk to somebody. It's okay to talk to somebody. It's all right. Oh, let me know if y'all hear my fan. But it's all right to talk to somebody. So you heard the two clips that I had, and this is from I can never talk to my mom though, because she is a mental health provider. She is a mental health counselor. So if I talk to somebody, I would have to go to somebody else because it is a conflict of interest for me to talk to my mother. But you experience things through life. Some are so traumatic that it takes you to that next level. Some things are not necessarily that traumatic that you go to the extreme. But I think that with cases like Kanye and Tommy, things have happened to them. They might not have came out that way, and they may have. I don't know. I'm not a mental health counselor, but I think a lot of things that happen in their lives plays a part in us as African American parents, Caucasian parents, Asian parent, whatever you are. I think that we need to start parenting on another level, a mental level. And that's honest, because you don't know what your kids. I try to talk to my kids. She might not always tell me what she dealing with, but I ask questions. I want to know, and not everything ends with a spanking. Also, like, no. So just be mindful of our mental health, y'all. But anyway, so the other case that we was talking about, we all know what's going on with Tamar. Now I don't know. I'm a little iffy with the Tamar situation. And I'm still trying to see where this story is going, because I've been hearing, not from like bloggers or not from but the mainstream media. Things different. You hear different stories. So I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with that. But I can imagine that Miss Tamar is suffering from depression. Like it's a lot to be in the public light. It's a lot to have fans, and it's a lot to be dealing with the networks and trying to negotiate contracts. It's a lot. So I can imagine that she is definitely suffering from depression. I don't know what's real. Everything on this platform is alleged, but I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. But what I do know is I can only imagine that she is suffering from some kind of depression. It's hard to deal with Hollywood and all of that stuff. The music industry, it's a lot, y'all. And we don't know, because we out here I know partially, but not all the way. You feel me? I think that's why I've always lived with one foot in and one foot out. Like there's opportunities that I have had, but I just kind of didn't really jump at them because I was a little skeptical about how that would make me feel mentally. So I think that the major thing is just make sure you take care of yourself here, because without this, none of the rest of your body runs. Like nothing else runs without your brain. You need your heart. You need your lungs. You need those things to keep your body functioning, of course. But none of those things functions without this. And if you lose this, you lose what's going on in there. How can you maintain the sanity, and how can you make sure the rest of your body is functioning the way that it's supposed to function? And that's just what it is. And And don't be ashamed to say, like, yo, like, I want to talk to somebody. That's okay to talk to somebody. Wait a minute, hold on. We got a comment. I'm going to show it real quick, y'all. It's a long one, but you can read it yourself. All right. So Black men are conditioned to see that their feelings, I'm sorry, I don't got my glasses on, or to even talk about it shows weakness. Yes, that is a fact. Most Black men do not address what they're going through because they feel like somebody's telling them that they weak because they're expressing their feelings. But that's all Black people. And wait a minute, the Black female feel that they have to be strong. And while we are already seen as angry, amen, because listen, I'm boisterous. I'm not angry. I'm passionate and I'm boisterous. I'm not angry, but they'll say I'm angry. We keep a lot inside of us. And honestly, I feel that's why. Okay, Matt Foley, I'm gonna get to you in a second. Let me deal with this real quick because I'm gonna tell you what we're not gonna do on this platform. So we are angry, and this is where y'all gonna say I'm an angry Black woman. I'm coming, though. I feel that that's why a lot of people lash out, and that's why they do, like the lady that rolled her house. Listen, no, let me talk about. I'm gonna get back to you, Matt. You ain't going nowhere, and I'm gonna put you on blast since you want to be talking about my girls, but whatever. First, we're gonna talk about Reese. Reese, the lady with the car, right? She was probably frustrated. I get it. We've all been frustrated in love. That was an extreme. I feel like she may have been suffering from bipolar disorder and that's an extreme. You feel me? And that's why it's important to express how you're feeling. And the one thing that I do know about bipolar people, they constantly express how they feel. Listen to them, y'all. Like they not. Listen to them. But I think she probably was dealing with things with her husband, and I don't know if she was bipolar or depressed or what she had going on. We got to get back to one thing before I go in on Mr. Matt Foley, because I'm going in on you, baby. I'm definitely going in. Make sure you know that I'm coming back to you, because although I'm cute and my tatas is out, you hear serious subject matter. So I'm coming back to you, baby. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Stay right on this platform. I want you to. As a matter of fact, I'm going to display your comment in a second. The one that we didn't talk about tonight that we were supposed to talk about was Lark. And tell me if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Lark Voorhees. I've always known this chick as Lisa from Saved by the Bell. I liked her character. Maybe I liked her character because she was a token Black girl. She was always like cute and fly, and her character was very stylish. So as we all know, and it gets back to bipolar disorder, but Clark was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, as well as schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder. And we might come back and revisit that particular disorder, because I want some more information about that disorder. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's so many, but I'm just blessed because my mother happens to be a mental health counselor. Oh, I ain't forget about you, man. I'm coming back to you, baby. So she was on Dr. Oz, and she spoke about her mental health, and he asked her about hearing voices, which she said she has many competing voices. For many years, she has denied having mental health illness, and it has affected her relationship with her fellow Saved by the Bell cast. And I did hear not too long ago that they were talking about doing another Saved by the Bell, which I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm Saved by the Bell out. Listen, I love that show as a teenager, but I don't know if I can live with any other remakes of anything else. But I definitely don't know if I want another Save. You, what's up, yo? I'm sorry, my man Fats came in here, and we getting back to him. I'm working on it, baby. I might throw you in here at the end of this because you might got some insight on mental health. But I love Saved by the Bell as a teenager. Like when I was coming home from school, like that was one of the things that I did. I went home, I watched whatever was coming on in the afternoon. Then I had to stop because I had a little sister and she had to watch Power Rangers and all of the stuff that she liked to watch. And then I kind of got it right before my parents came home. And then it was like video jukebox and all that stuff. Let me know if you holla at me if you remember video jukebox. That was my show. I never could order stuff, but I definitely waited for video to come on. That's how I became passionate about Wu-Tang. But I don't know how I feel about another Saved by the Bell reunion, but we'll get back to that another day. For many years, like I told y'all, for many years, she denied that she had any mental health disorders. And most of the time, that's what happens. But she's what seems to be what's happening with Lark is that she's been getting help. It has been, I'm not going to show no crazy pictures. Like the picture I actually have of her, but I don't really feel like going back to pull the picture up. And a lot of people are not watching, they're listening. They didn't. Oh my goodness. Y'all, wait a minute. And oh Matt, I'm coming back for you, baby. I hope you still tuned in. I want you to understand something. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna get back to Matt. Because I ain't forgetting about him tonight. I needed one of them in my life. So Reese said they already did a new Saved by the Bell. So when did they do it, Reese? Let me know. Because I heard about it like 2019. Let me know. Let me know. I don't know. But I don't want another Saved by the Bell. They don't need to do any more Saved by the Bells. They need to leave that show alone. That was so dope for the 90s. It's not dope for the 20 teens. Or I mean, no, we in the 2020. We in the 20s of the 20s. No, it's not dope for this. So leave that shit where the fuck it is. But Lark was another one of those cases. We are definitely spotlighting the African American situations because it's so taboo in our community. Like it's not cool to talk about it's not cool to say I'm depressed. It's not cool to say like I hear shit. No, that's not like we should be able to talk about it. But like I said, I told y'all early in this podcast. Oh, wait a minute, baby got me a link real quick. Y'all want to watch it with me real quick? Because I'm all here for the links. This was this year. All right, so this year they did it. All right, no, I don't want to watch no Saved by the Bell anything because I'm tired of Saved by the Bell. But all right, because she put the link below. So if you want to go watch what they did with Saved by the Bell, you can go back and go in there and check it out. I'm not doing it tonight. But what I'm saying is it's just so taboo for us to talk about how we feel. And what I'm here to tell y'all tonight is it's okay to talk about how you feel. It's all right to say, I need to talk to somebody. I feel alone. I need somebody to be here for me. I've been in that place many times. Luckily for me, I've had people that I could go to and I could talk to. But sometimes it extends beyond those people that are around you. Sometimes those people around you cannot help you. And you need to seek professional help because they are the people that can help you. And it's okay to say that I need help. It's all right to say, talk to me. Somebody talk to me before I lose my fucking mind. It's all right to say that. So this is why this particular podcast is very important because it's something that I dealt with in my past. It's something that I experienced. I know many of the people who actually watch this podcast or listen to this podcast have experienced it. If you have any thoughts in your mind that you don't want to be here on this planet no more, please call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. Again, the number is 1-800-273-8255 because sometimes you need somebody to talk to, and sometimes the people that are around you that are supposed to love you, you cannot talk to them. So it's very imperative, especially right now because we're going through COVID-19. Because a lot of things are happening around us. As far as the physical makeup of the earth, a lot of things are happening as far as the people and their mental state of being and their being able to cope with things is happening. We're dealing with social injustice. We're dealing with so many things. So you might need to talk to somebody, and that's okay. That's what it is. That's what it is. So you see the number down below. If you need to talk to somebody, it's okay. Don't ever feel like it's not okay for you to talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. I promise you, it'll free your heart. It'll be that uplifting moment that you need. But talk to somebody. It's all good. Like, don't let them tell you can't talk to nobody. So what's going on? What else we got going on? Hold on. I got a few things else. We almost to our time. We talked about everybody. I just felt like it was just this particular podcast was very important. And it was, oh, now I can go into how special it was to me, and I'm gonna run the time out because I can. Um this podcast was special to me because, again, my mother is a mental health counselor. I have helped her with her business, and we will not give logistics of what she has going on, but I have helped her on, certain aspects of building her business. Um, Again, is certain things that I did deal with in my lifespan that caused me to be depressed. I mean, I was married and I was definitely not happy in that. So, and that's just one situation. And I'm very verbal about that situation. I haven't talked about the other things that I dealt with mentally. So as somebody who's dealt with some kind of mental situation, mine personally, I feel like it was mental, it was just depression. I'm out of it right now. I'm at like one of the happiest points of my life. But you got to deal with it. You can't just let it fester. You cannot just let it continue to build, because as long as you do that, then you do other damage. And it's okay to talk to somebody. Like, it's all right to reach out to somebody, even if it's not somebody that you pay. Maybe it's somebody that's in your support system that you can deal with, or talk to. Like, talk to them. Now, let me tell y'all, because I ain't finished with this. Oh, I ain't forget about him. I just wanted to talk about what we were talking about. And because you did not take this very serious, Mr. Matt Foley, nice creamers. I know they nice. My dude know they nice too. He love them. But what you're not going to do is come when I'm talking about mental health, come in here talking about shenanigans. It's serious. I like to dress. And sometimes my cleavage is hanging out, but I don't feel ashamed of that. I love my titties. But what you're not going to do is interrupt my lovely little show. That's why I saved you for last. And come in here with your shenanigans. You're not going to do it. Come in here respectfully. We're talking about a serious issue right now. Mental health is serious. I take mental health serious. This is why certain aspects of I move certain ways that I move right now. That's why certain people aren't around me, because if you're going to affect my mental health, you need to go. If I ever feel like you're breaking the glass, oh yeah, I'm hitting stuff, breaking the glass and pushing the button, you need to not be a part of my life. Period. And I would recommend that to anybody who needs to do that. If you feel like the people around you are toxic, because we talked about this. It was I didn't do Wet Wednesday, and I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about that before I go, because I got a couple more minutes. But if you feel like you have toxic people in your life that are going to bring you down, that do not add value to your life, who are not supportive, who are not trying to help you be the better you, not the better them, the better you, then you need to counsel them people out of your life. I swear to God, you do. I'm God most high, highly Father, forgive me, but I promise you do. Again, if they're not bringing nothing to the table, if everything they say is negative, if they don't bring any positivity to your life, if they don't add nothing, if they don't, and it don't have to be financial. It has to be them just bringing you some mental stability. If what they cause you is chaos in here, you need to take those toxic, eliminate the noise. Eliminate the noise. Get rid of the toxic vibes and clear your life out, and then move forward, and then be able to appreciate what your strengths are. Like, that's all I'm saying. Eliminate them niggas. Like, they cancel. Get rid of them. So Matt, you're toxic, and I don't know what you're doing right now, baby, but God bless you. Yes, I know my breasts are beautiful. That's why you don't see tattoos on them, because I refuse. But that's not what we on over here right now. Not on Monday. Like today, we talking about something serious. So play fair. Come back on Wednesday. Wednesday, I got some stuff for you. Today is not today. So I just wanted y'all to just take your mental health serious, and especially right now. It's crazy right now. Let me take this banner off because I feel like it's making me feel some kind of way, but not me personally. But take this serious. Your mental health is everything. The world is not going to be the way you're used to it being. You just got to figure out your way from here, and just make sure in that process that you are taking your mental health seriously. Like I'm dead ass, y'all. Like, take that shit seriously. It's some people who are not addressing that they have issues right now, and now they running through those people who you see out here in these streets, like acting a fool. It's mental health, y'all. And you can't in your mind fathom, right? Like, what, I can't understand why they're doing that right now, because they're not mentally healthy. You need to be mentally healthy, physically healthy. Everything needs to align. That might be this right here, dog. Everything needs to align. It needs to be on a level. And so, because you don't have that level, and then I'm not getting into all of that tonight, but just take your mental health seriously, y'all. So I'm getting ready to wrap this thing up. I've been on here rambling on and all that stuff, but like, it's a serious issue for me. I wanted to talk about this. I even went to my mother and got her to jump on here real quick and, give her insight, because we can't survive without mental health. We can't. If we losing our minds, then how are we going to worry about how our physical health is doing? How are we going to worry about the people who are around us, the people that we love, unless we are mentally healthy? So I felt like this was a dope subject to talk about. But before I go, because I'm going, shout out again to FunkyAv.com. Check it out, FunkyAv.com. Let me tell y'all why this website is special. My hands actually went into help creating this website, and I need to go update it. It's coming, dog, because we got some stuff to go on there. Shout out to Funky Air Productions for the beautiful theme music. I'm coming to work on your website. Don't beat me up. You know my life is crazy. You need marketing services. Oh, but don't get it twisted with FunkyAv.com. I stay up to date, boo. But it's last couple of days been crazy, and I was sick last week. If you need marketing service, go to our website, www.thelordlucidity.com. Again, that is www.thelordlucidity.com. If I haven't, because I post my podcast the same night I post the live stream. So if I do not post it right at this available moment, those who are listening, I will have it available on the description. I do want to give a big shout out real quick. We good on time. Hey, we good on time. I want to give out to a few listeners. I'm not specific listeners, but specific areas. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna run down the list real quick because we probably right now. Thank you to all of my listeners in San Jose, California. I love you guys. Day ones. Awesome. I'm with the shits. Shout out to the people in Ohio, because that was like a new one. Columbus, to be specific. Shout out to whoever is listening to us from Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to whoever's listening to us in France, VA, and DC, McKinney, Texas. I said that, I say this every time. I feel like that's family. But shout out to you. Love you. Whoever's listening in Pikesville, whoever's listening in Randallstown, Maryland, Astor, Florida. Shout out to you. Whoever's listening in Baltimore, Essex, and let me make sure I don't miss anybody, because I love y'all. And Suitland. Thank you for whoever's listening to Suitland. I appreciate you too. Keep tuning in, y'all. We only going to get better. We not trying to get worse. And I appreciate y'all so much. So thank you so much for the love. Y'all, monumental things have happened in the last few days. We actually reached 50 downloads. I want to say 2 days ago. I don't know. Not fact checking right now, but people are listening. So I appreciate those who do listen. And one more thing before I go. We are available on all streaming sites. You got iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, audio. Oh my goodness, the list is just crazy. But thank you to those who do download from those sites. I see the analytics and I see who is listening, and I appreciate you all. Thanks for the love. Prayers up to those who were affected by the explosion this morning here in Baltimore City. That was like anything that we have ever experienced. We've experienced a lot in here in Baltimore City, but that was just like so random, and it wasn't at the hands of somebody else, but by the hands of nature. So my prayers are up to the families who have been affected, those who have personally been injured. Like, I pray for y'all, man, and love y'all. Y'all, we got y'all. Shout out to the community that helped them out. They don't show enough of y'all in the media, but I'm gonna talk about y'all right now. Shout out to y'all. Like, it takes a community. We always say it takes a village. So shout out to y'all for being right there, making sure people was good and trying to get them out of the debris. It was crazy. I saw the footage this morning and it like blew my mind. So shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all. And I'm gonna keep shouting y'all out. That's what I shout out to the first responders who out here dealing with the COVID. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much for doing what y'all do. Like, we dealing with it, but we couldn't deal with it without y'all. You guys are amazing and we love you so much. With that being said, it is 10:30, and y'all know I end the podcast at 10:30 every night. Thank you for tuning in. Much love to everybody who listens. Much love to everybody who watches. Matt, stop being a perv. And I love y'all. Like, that's what it is. I appreciate y'all so much. Please keep tuning in. We'll be back this Wednesday. Last Wednesday, I was under the weather. I'm not going to tell you why I was under the weather, but I was under the weather. And I didn't feel like I could really give y'all a show. But this Wednesday, tune into Wet Wednesday. I got a spicy subject matter on there. I kind of been saving it since the one that I was supposed to do this Wednesday, but I'm so ready for the subject. And if you tune in to Wet Wednesday, please give us your comments. Like, as you can see, I put them on the screen. It's gonna be juicy. Like, tune in. Oh, trust me, you never know what's coming out of my mouth. So tune in on Wet Wednesday. Wet Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. on all streaming platforms, on Facebook Live, on YouTube. On YouTube, we streaming live, and it'll be on our channel. If you don't get to watch it, you can always recap, come back, listen, rewatch, whatever you need to do. But thank y'all for tuning in, and I love y'all. Good night.